One America's chief White House correspondent Daniel Baldwin is live from the White House. Good morning, Daniel. What can you tell us?
Stephanie, good morning. Certainly a bit of a festive mood here at the White House after the president celebrated officially 6 months into his second term yesterday in office, writing on Truth Social that it's hard to fix all of the problems that he inherited, but he thinks they've done a darn good job. And the White House particularly is celebrating a multitude of what they believe to be wins since President Trump came back to the White House, most notably the legislative wins. We've seen President Trump sign into law at least 5 major key pieces of legislation since becoming the 47th president of the United States, none bigger than the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which the White House believe encapsulates the entire aspect of MAGA. Some have called it the MAGA New Deal, Stephanie. He's also passed the Take It Down Act, the Halt Fentanyl Act last week, the Genius Act, and then the Laken-Riley Act as well, with many others to go with it. We've also seen the president close the border completely as well. He talked a lot on the campaign trail about how he couldn't run on the issue of the southern border come 2020 because he had solved the issue. It looks as though we're seeing a similar playbook, at least at this point in time. Customs Border Patrol released new data last week showcasing that border crossings are at an all-time low. Illegal crossings in June dropped to the lowest recorded, Stephanie. The White House also pushing economic numbers, showcasing that the economy added a net of 671,000 jobs since January of 2025, and that American workers, native-born workers, accounted for all of the job gains since President Trump came into office. More than $100 billion of external tariff revenue since the president took office as well, bringing hostages home, such as Mark Fogel from Russia, Eden Alexander. We saw the 10 Venezuelan hostages get sprung free by Marco Rubio last week as well, brokering peace between 3 different conflicts, the 12-day war, the war between the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda, and then, of course, India and Pakistan. All of this to say that President Trump is feeling quite good about Republican chances in the midterm elections next year. Stephanie, why don't we take a listen?
Over the next year and a half, we'll have an incredible record to share with the American people. As long as we continue to keep our promises to the voters, Americans will continue to stand by our side. And in 2026, the Republican majority, I think, is going to be stronger in both the House and the Senate. And I really think it's going to be potentially much stronger. Look, nobody has done what you people have done, I think, ever, I can say, just about ever in the Senate. And we did it all in 6 months.
That doesn't mean the Trump administration still doesn't have challenges and roadblocks ahead, Stephanie. We know in court up in Massachusetts this morning, the Trump administration is set to square off against Harvard over its battle to rescind some federal funding. Specifically, the Trump administration is looking to strip billions of dollars of federal funding from Harvard due to the fact that it won't adhere to federal law regarding DEI, merit-based admissions and hiring, along with combating anti-Semitism. Both Harvard and the government are asking the judge in question for this case to issue a summary judgment, a ruling that would decide a lawsuit without a trial. That would ultimately lead to it going up further. But in regards to what the president has scheduled for the rest of the week, Stephanie, tomorrow he's hosting the president of the Republic of the Philippines here for a joint session. We'll be able to go into the Oval Office for that, along with the rest of the White House pool. Wednesday, the president will be speaking at an AI summit. AI likely to become a bigger talking point as the administration progresses. Before Friday, the president will be leaving early in the morning to travel to Scotland. So even though it may not be the busiest day here today, it's certainly going to pick up as the week goes on, Stephanie.
A lot on the agenda, and as you mentioned, a lot of accomplishments that he's already accumulated within these first 6 months. We know the president has touted that, and even, as you said, you mentioned some of those accomplishments. Again, One America's chief White House correspondent Daniel Baldwin, live from the North Lawn. Thank you so much again for that report, and of course, we'll be checking in with you throughout the day for any updates.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.